another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. Hello. What's going on? To all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, my tea leaf readers, my tea baggers, and last but certainly not least, my tea biscuits. What's your tea? What is your tea? It's another glorious day, my darlings. I'm sure you have all of your crumpets together because, darlings, it's time to dish tea. And you are dishing tea, dogs, with Big Meat. What's up? Oh, honey. Listen, I'm not necessarily slapping at you. You know, it's been a good day. I had to work today and carry on. We had to go into the donut factory. Y'all know I usually don't work on Fridays, but I went in and did all of that. And so now we are here and we're going to get into a couple of things today that I think is going to really shape the masses for us, okay? Now tonight, you guys know that I am a chocolate wine connoisseur. So this is the Aldi's brand Honey Petit Chocolate that I drink and carrying on and all of that. So
that's not what they say.
What?
That bottle.
What? What do you mean?
Said the name on it.
Petit Chocolate?
No.
What?
You better read that again.
Petit.
Just say petty.
P-E-T-I-T. Petite.
Petty.
Shut up. You know what? Just bucket me. See, that's that technical shit. Okay. Petty.
I got you to say it.
Right. Good evening. Oh, that is so good.
Because you're petty.
And now turn it on.
Oh, you Control Central.
Make sure. Okay. Figaro. Wait a minute. Why did I? No, okay. And if and I, so there we go. So now we are here. Look who's here, honey. This is my co-host, my brother from another mother, honey.
They want to know why you got handcuffs, man.
Why are there handcuffs? Well, you really don't want to know the answer to that. We're just going to take their props, okay, and leave it at that. Are you in jail? Why would I be in jail?
Because you petty. Petty, and forget it.
And forget it. Okay. So that there is that. Today, I call today's show Discipline versus Abusive Living. Okay? So we're going to get into a couple of things today, honey, that may ruffle a couple of feathers, and it may even be trigger factor for some of you. It may, but what we're hoping to do is to bring about the kinds of conversations that need to come from this particular line of questioning, this line of thought, or whatever. Now we run into a whole series, God, yesterday, of these damn parent memes where these kids doing these damn parent, they buck up on their parents and shit, and how them kids got their ass just lit.
Hand it to them.
And I think our most favorite one is two. It's two.
Yeah.
And both of them were mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the one, that bitch had a softball arm. And whatever that was in her hand.
Yeah.
Baby, she threw that motherfucker and jumped on that boy. The prank was, but one of them was the buck up at your mother prank, and the other was, they pretend like they had slapped the girl, okay, or the sister, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And baby, the slapping the girl, honey, was the one where the mama threw. She had her arm, honey, and threw that goddamn thing at the boy's head and knocked him in his head. But it's the buck up at the mother, and it's the one when they in the kitchen. And that mama grabbed the little motherfucker by his goddamn head and put him in the sink and took the dish detergent
And watch his Wi-Fi.
You must have lost your motherfucking mind. Oh, we were in it crying, okay? Now, after watching those, we end up talking. It becomes this particular thing because, there's always this debate. Every generation goes through a debate where the new generation comes along, and there's always, the older generation criticizes the newer generation very severely. And we have warrant too. There's a lot of warrants for that. But some of that we have to take blame for because we have allowed it to get to where it is. Okay?
Right.
However, okay, there is still that morsel of it where this new generation, want to outthink you. They think they can outthink you. They think they can outsmart you. They think, right?
Wait a minute, I got a question with that right there before we get past that part. Okay. If Billy had to go to the library,
right,
or go in the basement or the study of the house and pick up a leather case encyclopedia amongst a bunch of them in order to research his information, to write what he needs out of them, to transfer to another paper in order to write the paper. And that would be the rough draft you're writing before you write the other one.
Don't do it.
If Billy was able to do that and still be a 4.0 student, right? Well, why the F do New Timothy, we don't call him New Timothy.
Not New Timothy.
Think that he hit Google and the answer come up and you smarter. That's not your information. We researched our own.
Right. Okay.
But again, we have to blame ourselves and take some of that for creating that stuff and allowing them to use those tools in order to not think.
Right.
Because one thing, the reason I'm gonna let you go after this. When I went up to a school, a high school, no doubt, and I was there to pick up some students, and I said, they still in class? They're like, yeah, they get out of their last class. I said, okay, I thought they'd be done. And I was like, well, what class is that? When this woman looked me in my face and said, that they are in their critical thinking class.
Mhm.
I said, what the hell is that?
Right.
And she was like, oh, it's a theory on different lives of getting out of situations. Oh, well, we figured out without a class, because that didn't exist.
We didn't have critical thinking. No, critical thinking existed on a college level because it was more so the curriculum of critical thinking changed because on a college level of critical thinking, you were put up like in classes where there were a myriad of outcomes or a myriad of situations.
But that's where you did real mock trials,
exactly,
and real murder cases,
exactly,
and you really got down into doing the research
exactly,
finding out what the cases and how many cases across the United States of the world came and pertain to that.
Right.
Put a superior court head, those type of things.
Right.
That is critical thinking, but not sitting here trying to figure out if Molly doggone wet the floor, should she tell everybody in the house when they bust their ass?
Right.
No,
because see, a lot of that. Now, see, what they call it critical thinking now, it was inferences and context clues when we were kids. See, we got all that in elementary school where we had to that was reading comprehension. Okay.
It still wasn't no damn class.
It was reading comprehension, and that then was how this is where you got your reading.
I'm still pissed about that.
I know.
Somebody will teach me how to think. You'll teach me how to think. Okay, my thing is this. The lady that's up there pointing her finger or whatever guy teaching the class, who taught him how to think?
Right. Now, to their credit, oftentimes
you might have a guest on your show.
I know. I'm gonna bring him in. Oftentimes, what ends up happening with the instructors is, and I've audited one of these particular classes. What the objective is for them to present scenarios, kind of like a what would you do, right? If, right, and it's supposed to be in that particular narrative, right? So it's an ambiguous question that supposedly have a myriad of responses and carrying on because everybody is different, and this is all different people and carrying on. What ends up happening
sounds like the game Clue. Go ahead.
Right, basically. Okay, but what ends up happening is instead of folks realizing or accepting that there are different answers and different this, everybody then starts to get to what is the right answer. Okay, so it becomes a whole big debate. And instead of critically thinking, everybody starts to challenge why you think that way. Okay. Right. Right. And so it becomes a whole different makeup. So the curriculum has changed a lot. What would you like to say?
Well, the people who I knew who had critical thinking when I went to high school, and everything like that, those were remedial kids.
Remedial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids who had lesser classes. So I guess I understand why they have it, because clearly, I'm not trying to say something about nobody being behind, but I feel like if you are on like 6th grade level in the 9th grade, you might be critical thinking.
Now, what does critical thinking mean to you?
To me, I feel like you take a question or like take a situation, you have a bunch of different outcomes. That's technically quote unquote right answer, but like you gotta figure out your own way to get there.
Okay. So now let's put this together.
Now to piggyback off of that. It wasn't a remedial class because the students in there were 4.0. What I'm looking at from his answer is what I learned from that particular day. That was probably to fill in the spaces. The kids that only got 2 classes or 1 class left in their senior year. And they're trying to throw you in some shit to keep you in school a little longer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we used to call bird courses.
Yeah.
Okay. You can just fly through it. Okay.
Wash your walls 101.
Right. You're right. But I want to take his answer about the remedial classes. Right. Okay. And it's interesting because that aligns with your point that you just made earlier. I don't need you to teach me how to think.
Who taught me?
And this, that, and the other. So in order for this to be a remedial class, in a lot of ways, that there says that, okay, something is wrong with their what I'm saying reading comprehension. They're not connecting the dots in order to think because they're used to folks doing it for them.
Problem.
Can we say that one more time?
Problem.
They're used to folks doing it for them. See, a lot of that comes from those spoiled ass little kids.
You remember the songs?
Which ones?
Okay, let's say like we said teaching them because you one thing you can't do for your like let's say your son, right?
Uh-huh.
If you got a son or daughters are promiscuous, but we're gonna say son, okay? Right? You can't that his first time with a girl or they sneak off, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You can't go put it in there for him, show where it goes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But come on now. It's only 3 places it can go. Some are tighter than others. You know what I'm saying? Which of these things do not belong to you? Which of these things are kind of the same?
That song didn't work for me. It didn't work for me.
Back to you, Mitch.
Right, thank you. So, a lot of times when we talk about critical thinking and in this particular regard, you know, we are in a space where folks are wanting folks to do shit for them. Okay, now let's bring this on back to what we're talking about. Today, the whole idea that we're talking about, discipline versus abusive living, is the idea that a lot of this generation, and maybe some of ours too, believe that discipline or they mistake discipline for terrible life. Oh, I had a terrible life. You don't know the struggle I've been through, and blah 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 blah.
Could you believe there were 6 classes?
Okay. And when we think about that, when Red and I were talking, I said, I said, bitch, wait a minute, that's another fucking show of topic, because oftentimes when you go down the line and listen to people and they hear their stories, you know, and we hear about bad parenting and this, that, and the other. Yes, okay, if you got your ass whooped, you got your ass whooped. Now, the reason why child abuse laws exist is because we did have those parents who were out of control. All right. They did not
An ass
know.
whooping and a cigarette burn is not the same thing.
Okay. You don't discipline the child or whatever, but putting cigarettes out.
Their ass with a hanger.
Okay, a wire. No
more wire hangers.
Christina, get out of that bed. I find you beautiful cows and
Precious, come in here and eat the.
Right. Okay. Precious. Okay. So we know, a lot of us know what abuse is. Okay.
Exactly.
However,
push your kid down the steps. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
You know, you don't push them down the steps. You
Right.
bump them. They might fall.
Right.
Critical thinking.
But what happens is there is this thing where we now have allowed, we got people in our heads and everybody trying to tell you how to raise your kids. And because we have all these child laws or whatever, now we empower children to the point of these little bastards got nerve to sit there and tell you they're going to call the cops or call DFACT or whatever.
I want you to.
And this, that, and the other. And, you know, when it comes down to discipline, the states are now telling you, I can't spank my kids or this, that, and the other. And I can, baby.
Well, that's not true in Georgia. Did you believe in Georgia that they still on the books have a law called the black belt law?
Come on now.
You can only use a black leather belt to discipline your child. Not abuse your child, discipline your child.
Right.
And it's a law and it's written in the books. So run tell that with y'all soft ass.
Okay. Okay. Now wait a minute. I'm gonna look that up. Hold on, because I need my research department, honey. I need y'all on this.
Black belt.
But I want to read it. The black belt law. Let's see. No, not the law group, honey. I don't want the law group. Okay. Right. That's a whole little thing. Okay. Let me say in Georgia. Because they keep coming.
Yeah, they must got some good money.
Okay. Ha, here we go.
Got it.
The black belt law in Georgia, most commonly referred to as the state's mandatory seatbelt law.
No.
Okay, wait a minute. I don't want that one. These are seatbelts. You know, all that seatbelts. And then the black belt law group, that is, they represent them anyway in this. Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Go ahead, you found it.
In Georgia, while parents generally have leeway in discipline, excessive or abusive physical punishment is illegal under the child cruelty laws. He says, but the state also allows, check this out, school administrators to administer, wait a minute, school administered corporal punishment if parents opt in.
Oh,
They mean they can get written permission.
Yeah, they got to get written permission.
Via a signed waiver. It says, though defects forbids it for foster kids, emphasizing humane, non-physical discipline and children's welfare. All that old, defects is about keeping a job. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say, because no matter what money goes into defects, it go into their pockets before it go into the head.
Right.
So right here, let's see. Parental rights versus abuse. I'm trying to see if I can find that law because a police officer told me about it.
Well, here, this is what I found here, and it's written a little differently here. In Georgia, there is no specific black belt discipline law, but the state law allows local school boards to permit corporal punishment like paddling under strict rules, requiring witnesses, parent opt-out options, doctors know, and prohibiting excessive force or injury. However, parental discipline is more ambiguous, genuinely allowed if quote-unquote reasonable, but anything causing physical injury or cruelty to children, a felony, can lead to prosecution, making methods like using a belt legal only if they don't leave marks, bruises, or cause harm.
Yeah.
Use a water hose.
The Georgia law prohibits child discipline that results in physical harm or mental harm, including corporal punishments like hitting, shaking, and or abusive, humiliating actions in public or scolding or threats. Although while parents can use reasonable discipline and excessive force and actions and injury to prevent those of illegal harm.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much if your child's like wants to do some dumb shit, hit them sorry some more.
Okay. Okay. Now because we're here in Georgia, I'm going to go try to do all this for all 50 states or whatever. But I encourage you to look up where you live in the state that you're in and find out what your state law has to say about it. But what we're doing here,
Chirac say upstrap.
okay, listen, I'm from Detroit, so baby, look,
They say you get a gator.
okay, see. Okay. Yeah, right. So what we have to do is now apply this to today's theory, okay, and today's talk, because a lot of us, and like I said, there's always the battle, and it's a battle of ages, it's a battle of generations when it comes down to what it is, okay? And a lot of times you will find generation like this new generation, they pussies. They would not have lasted at all during the time that we were
Hell no.
kids. But I say that, but it's our fault. It's our fault because Red now are like the last generation of what we know to be civil. Okay. We are the last generation of corporal punishment in schools.
Because you didn't need no note then.
No.
You didn't need no
No.
damn permission from your mom.
No, hell no. You cut up shit that everybody had a wooden paddle. They had holes in it. Okay.
Yes, Lord.
Suck that ass. Okay.
Watch your mouth.
What? I just said to suck that ass, honey. But okay. No. We.
Go ahead. Go ahead and pet it.
Right. Thank you for your permission, honey.
That's the name of that wine. Pet it.
PT. Okay. But this generation could not stand, especially now that everything is about calling defect or calling somebody, you know, or folks trying to tell you not to hit your kids in public. Say, I'm from the school of you get your ass toe up where you cut up. Okay, you want to cut up in the motherfucking store out the Bay and B. There was no, oh, we gonna wait till your daddy get home. That was white folks shit. Okay. Oh, wait till your father know what about your daddy, because I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm still tell your daddy.
I smack the hell out you so fast, and I'll be looking. Who did that?
Okay.
You saw.
Okay. So, that is what is a lot of that, but a lot of that is our fault because we did not carry over some of these quote unquote traditions. A lot of us grew up and the whole idea of I don't want my kids going through what I went through when I was a child. I want better for my kids.
Bullshit.
Okay. So in that, you know, we so busy wanting our kids to be our fucking friends. Okay.
Problem.
You and you treat them as such. Okay, they call you by your first fucking name, honey. They can say any and anything around you, buy you, for you, and carry on. You want to sit down and smoke weed with your kids.
Problem.
Okay, have cocktails with your kids.
But you giving a minor, you know, yeah, that's why. Whoo.
Now, let me add a
minor smoking and drinking.
Yes.
Because they at home.
Because they're at home. Under the guise of, you call it good parenting because you say, well, I would rather do it around me so I could teach them the right way to do it and I could see if it go wrong versus them being in the street and they get some bad shit. Bitch, how the fuck am I supposed to trust your shit?
So I tell you what, this is my advice.
Yeah.
If Lil Jimmy is pimping in the playground.
Ooh, not pimping in the playground.
You tell him to bring the little hussy home.
Ooh.
As long as he pimping in front of you, you can guide him and see if he's doing it the right way.
The right way.
All right.
Okay.
It works.
How about that?
It's pimping.
Right. Okay. So we are under that guise. Okay. Now y'all heard me say this on the show several times, honey. There is nothing that Essie Lorraine would have seen. My mother has come to my house. Okay.
It's my cousin.
Yo, be wacky. Oh, that's still funny. Okay. And so when my mother has come to my house, I am in full party mode, right? Anytime I would take I'll take my drink and put it behind my back. Now, mama know I'm drinking, but out of respect for my mother, I put my drink behind my back. Okay. I have all my friends, you know, all the cussing and stuff, but my mama here.
Not these monsters.
And carrying on, you know, my mama here.
But not these monsters.
You know, and this and that. It's always that. And she in my house. Now, what's the rule? In my house, you do as I say. When you get your own shit, you know, you do you and your shit. But my mother came to my house. I could have easily stood up there and said, Mama, but you in my house, my rules, right? But out of respect for my mother.
Essie Lorraine was stolen on you.
But you know what? Listen.
You be like that old video.
I can't even fuck with that. I can't even fuck with that at all. Okay. The whole utterance of that coming out of my mouth with me in my house, I'd have picked myself up off the floor.
Well, I told you how I got that broom on my back.
okay, I would have picked myself up off the floor in my house. Okay. However, what we have failed to do with the younger generation is, number one, teach them why that was important or why it was what it was. See, right now, we would get to discussion. We would get, and my nephew right here, he had this discussion. And he said how he felt or whatever thing, but I had to bring him back to something. He still don't believe it. Okay, and don't want to believe it, and that's fine, because that's his option. However, I had to bring him back to, look, you just got here to where you are. Bitch, I've been there. I have been where you are. And now you trying to act like you smarter than me because you here? Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? The only thing that's new is you in this particular situation. Because you just got to this age. Bitch, I've been there twice. Okay? You just got here. But your mouth keep bumping, and you want to act as though you know more than me in this particular time. Now, to his credit, times have changed. We are now in this whole Google shit, which we're going to talk about AI and ChatGPT. This is going to be fun. Okay. We're in this particular area. When we were kids, you heard earlier, we went to go get encyclopedias and dictionaries and carrying on to do research. Everything now is fucking Google. They do that on their fucking phone. They swipe it on the phone. Okay. We had peer pressure because we were outside in the streets. We were away from the house because all you had to do was go outside, be active and carrying on. Don't embarrass your parents. And you get your ass home before the street lights come on, or there's ass whooping. Okay. Now the kids don't go outside no more. They are contained with outside computers. Outside. Their game.
Oh no, not outside.
Okay. They are, but they are worldwide. They are connected with the world. They are playing what? What's the latest game? They're playing little games, honey, with somebody in China, and they make a pin. We had pen pals. Did y'all remember that? We wrote to people over in other countries.
I ain't do that shit.
It was a school project. We learned how to do that in the school, and we used to get free shit. We learned how to write to companies time. I mean, in regards to something that we got a little free shit from companies and carrying on.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah. Okay, so we
soap powder and shit.
Yeah, we got soap powder, we got toys and comic books and all that kind of shit. And I can shout out the Wiz. Oh my God, the Wiz. Okay. So that data is what we did. Now it's just okay. Now we are in likes and carrying on in real time. See, we go live right now, and I could be worldwide in a matter of seconds versus 3 and 5 days. Wait, my God, let it get there. You know what I'm saying? So to his credit, his time and in his world, the world is what it is. Right now, everything is right here and right now.
But you know what? Right here and right now, right? That mentality and that capacity right now is why they so damn impatient. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Exactly. Patience builds character.
Yeah.
And you're able to, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you're able to sit back, if you know, say you get in a situation
mm-hmm.
after doing different things in your life where you had to wait for the result,
right?
You get in a situation and it's a time-consuming situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're not bothered by it,
right?
Because you've already been to the gym. You already worked out mentally on just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? It's the end and the beginning. Just
right.
Sit back. It's gonna
happen. It'll get there. We had layaway. How many of y'all remember layaway?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Klarna and the Furnace.
Get out of my head. Yes.
Oh, it's so big.
Okay. Oh, fuck you. It's only because I shaved.
Look into the light, Carol.
Right. But right. Okay. We had layaway. They got Klarna. They got Affirm. And because you know, and it's still in real time. Okay. So now when we talk about discipline has been to correct something. We want to either correct a mistake. We want to show you that there's a consequence for your action, and this dynamic.
What?
Right.
No,
Okay.
no, that doesn't happen.
Right. There's a consequence for your action. Okay. That's
what you're supposed to ignore when they do stuff. Just like,
okay. And I like what Edwin put down here. Hey, baby. Have you been getting my text, Edwin? He says, discipline teaches responsibility and boundaries, but you don't do penny with the iron on good times. Did you take her back to good times?
hey, well, she didn't have no creases.
I'm a beach. You know what? No, she didn't have no creases, but damn it, that didn't last. How did she? It melted. Okay. But
she didn't grow to be no crackhead. She didn't want nothing to do with nothing hot.
That was one of those intellectual ones. You got to be quick. You got to be quick to get that.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Penny.
No, Penny. You know what? I apologize. Penny, fuck everybody else. Anyway, but nonetheless, you know, we're dealing with that because now that's discipline. We know what abuse is. Okay, we know what abuse is because now the reference of penny on good times or whatever. You know, the mama taking want to burn you with the damn hot iron. You know, kids coming out with broken arms and legs and carrying on and black eyes and this, that, and the other. You know, where it became where parents had lost control. So we know what abuse is. But then we go to all of that versus the story of, oh, I had such a terrible life. Okay. And then what we end up hearing is fabricated story. I won't say fabricated. Let me not say fabricated because this is
a multitude of the kids that young adults that be like, their life is so terrible, right?
Right.
Couldn't even fathom what a real terrible life is.
Well, again, it's our fault because if the child, listen. Oh God. Okay, wait a minute. I just had a flashback. I'm sorry. So I almost slapped this bitch in the mouth. I had somebody sit up there and get mad because they had to catch the bus to school. Because they were so used to their parents taking them to school. The punishment was, I'm not taking you. You're going to start taking the bus. So now, this little heifer,
punishment.
now this little heifer want to go through hollering, you know, and pouting and carrying on. Oh my God. And they thought it was ghetto. Oh. This little bitch thought it was ghetto to be on the bus. Okay.
Okay, stop.
Yes.
Stop. Time out. This unemployed little heifer that's not bringing nothing to the table.
Don't license.
Don't own a vehicle.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with no insurance company.
Yeah.
God gave us the best V8 ever, Chevrolets.
Right. Okay.
And she said, it's ghetto. Granted, she has not yet made a life for herself to know what tax bracket she gonna be in. So how do you know what's ghetto and what's not?
We talking city bus, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not the school bus. No, we took a city
If
bus.
it was called the school bus ghetto, then she would have to jump. Because even the city bus was fine by me. Shit.
Let me tell you something. You not understand that I was on the Chicago Transit Authority like it was my job.
Exactly.
Did I complain? No. Because we all going the same way and all end up on the same bus stop kicking it. We take over a bus.
Hello. Okay. Now listen.
Ghetto.
Call it ghetto, baby.
I'd have kicked out Bobby socks.
Okay. And then in all of this became the understanding that well, she thought that this was just going to be temporary, and she thought that, well, on the next report card cycle, I'll do better with my grades, and I can pull this up, and I can And so what she failed to realize in the lesson was, honey, you got to do what you got to do to get your shit done. If you cannot get to school because mom and daddy was not taking you, what are you going to do? You're going to get on the bus. Okay.
Get on the bus, Gus.
Gus.
Make a new plan.
Dan.
Don't need to be coy, Roy.
Roy.
It's to me.
Right. So that there become this whole terrible life. Okay. It was terrible because my parents would not let me talk during the dinner table. It was terrible because I always felt like I was not heard, and I was not.
Can I give you a new generation thing that made me? Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this away from me while I'm talking about this. Look. This is shit that pissed me off.
Right.
And I've heard it from 3 different goddamn young millennials in my lifetime. And it's like, okay, I'll find out. It's in the water. It got to be, because these 3 kids don't even know each other.
Oh.
They might know of each other, but they don't know each other. It's like, how do you have the same thought process?
Okay. So this is this generation, right?
Chore chart.
Oh.
It's your night to do it. So say it's your night to do dishes, right? Or clean the kitchen, whatever. All right.
Do that. I want you to stay right there.
What?
Don't separate that.
No, yeah. When they say do the dishes, it means clean the kitchen.
No, I'm saying all of them.
I know, but I'm making that a point. But go ahead.
And you say, I don't know why I got to wash these dishes because I didn't make none of them. Well, look here, little jackass. I don't know why the water works and the light works when your ass motherfucker switch it on and off. Or why you goddamn ain't getting rained on in the middle of the motherfucking night. I don't know why your ass is able to open up a damn door and the light pops on and you reach in and there's something there to put in your belly. I don't understand why.
Right.
I don't get it.
Right.
But it's okay for your parents to go and pick up your shit and go behind you and clean behind you.
That one.
What the fuck?
That one. Oh, let me tell you something about Miss X in the rain.
Let me tell you.
Oh, let me tell you something about Miss X in the rain with that one.
Is that right there? I was like, and I done heard that 3 different times in my life. And matter of fact, one of them, oh, Lord. I can't wait till Karma show up and tap this one on the show.
Oh, right.
But this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Started ordering DoorDash, eating out only, having food delivered in order to say that they never went in the kitchen.
Right. To get out of, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I did? I piled the dishes up and still sent your black ass in there.
Right.
Didn't work out for you, but you broke his hell paying all them delivery fees.
How about that? Okay.
I said, DoorDash coming through here like we got to start.
Right.
Let's just. And then I found out that's what it was. It was
right because they didn't dirty your dishes because they didn't have to wash.
Right.
I didn't have no dishes.
And then, but then again,
but
that was.
How about this one? Because it's still on that, but it is the whole idea of where you said the rule of the house is you clean up as you go along. So how come you didn't clean up your dishes? You're the parent. You see this just like I see it. How come you didn't do it? But you want me to do it. I tried that once. Oh,
was you speaking through the wire like 50 Cent after that? You should have been 50 Cent. You should have been like, I'm gonna say it again.
Okay.
What do you say what me for?
I tried that once. Okay. And what saved me was the fact that my mother had self-control. I saw it in her eyes because she balled her fist up. By the time I was 12, the belts wasn't working. Mama was socking me. And yeah.
But look,
Yeah, she was short because she came up close and with short jabs.
bro, Ronnie Hill thought I was finna fight him. He thought I was finna run up on him. And in 3 seconds, it looked like I got jumped by a gang.
Okay. Yeah.
And I knew right then.
Right. See.
What somebody had already told me, my uncles, his older brothers. They said, you might be able to whoop my ass. You might be able to whoop their ass out in the street, your cousins and them.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but I promise you, your daddy gonna stomp your ass through the ground.
You know what?
And I was like, and the only reason I was looking like that because I did one of my older uncles. You know what I'm saying? But so
that there was a man thing, but let me do this. I got to put this caveat in there. See, uncles will give you a break because we're like, you know, especially when they cool and this, that, and the other. Fathers, on the other hand, nigga, what? Because now it is all of the struggle for me. Do you understand what the fuck it is I did? How my life changed because your little ass is here. Yes, I know it's my goddamn fault. That's my dick. But your bitch ass is here, and you want to buck the fuck up on what?
yeah.
I
look at all my kids right now, and
Yeah.
I love it. I love them. I love them. Everybody know that when I have my little private little council sessions and stuff, they know how I feel about my children.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when I look at their ass, I see my motherfucking Harley and my drop top Bentley.
Right. What I gave up for you to be.
Because I'd have had that motherfucker a long
time ago. So when we're there, so it's a whole different ball game when it comes down to while the uncles are saying, okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, you may be able to take me, you may be able to whoop me. But your daddy, okay. And that's that avenue that is coming from, because it's like, wait a minute. All the heart, all the struggle, all of this, all of that I had to get to go through to make sure that your little ass is provided for, to make sure that your life is better than what the fuck it is I'm doing.
And I can't complain, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just to say wellness, I can't complain because like my younger years,
yeah,
my dad wasn't in the park pushing me on the swing.
Right.
But we grew up tougher. Our generation was tougher than we didn't give a shit about that. God damn it, I got a big wheel, goddamn it, or a goddamn green machine. I'm spinning out on the street.
Shit.
What the hell do I need? I don't care about daddy out here.
Right.
Daddy, whatever the fuck new hit the TV, he drops it on the porch.
Okay.
So, and one thing about me, I always had whatever the newest game console was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can best believe if the thing come out on Friday, when I get up Saturday morning, it's like ding dong. I go down. I'm like, ooh. And I open the door. It's on the porch.
Okay.
If he ain't dropped it off himself and kept it hit to the street, he'd have had one of his goons do it.
Right.
And it's crazy because I'm living in a black neighborhood, but I had stuff the white boys had in television and all that stuff. Nobody had that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They looking at me like, wow.
Right.
But that's just who he was.
Mm-hmm.
He take care of the needs, and then the wants is great. The only thing I can say about him, he was, but I guess where I get this shit from. But he was bringing me my allowance because he started seeing my grades. He was like, okay, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I said, before you come, can you stop at the store? Because I wouldn't even go nowhere. I said, she stopped at the store and get me a box of Crunchy Munch. That's the yellow box. Okay.
Yeah.
He
The
said,
yellow about Philip was the red.
so he said, yeah. He said, no problem. So cool. I'm sitting up watching cartoons, kicking it. I know he's gonna come bless me with my little high 50. You know what I'm saying? Now I got game room money. I can go get on the bus, go downtown to move. What up? You heard that on the bus, not yellow. So
Okay.
look. So he rings the bell. I'm coming down. I'm coming down. I stopped at the window. I said, here I come. He said, it's on the porch. And he's like, I'll call you later. He gone. But you know, he's up. He's in the street. So open the door. The grocery store case of Crunchy Munch. It's like 40 boxes in there.
Right.
I asked you for one box.
Oh no! What did he do?
He bought me the box.
Yeah.
The one at the store get. So now I put and my money was there.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought. Okay.
No.
Okay.
He ain't do that. He wasn't like that.
Okay.
He was good, but I guess he was like, God damn it, you won't call me for another box.
Right.
So I go to put the stuff away. I don't say nothing. I got a box. I'm chilling. My mother comes in. She go to cooking dinner, and she go walk in the pantry, and she freaks the fuck out. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
I said, you chose him. What you mad at me? She was like, this got your daddy written all over it. And then she calls, and that's their argument. I ain't got to do with that.
Right.
Right. I'm good. I got my money. I got my crush. I'm cool.
Right. Okay. Now, oh God. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there thinking about me and my baby daddy, and we argued over kids because he did some simple shit, and I called him. What the fuck did you do this for? Now I can sit up here and deal with this little motherfucker doing this. My daddy. Why did you do this like this? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Well, after we go to commercial break and come back, yeah. When we go to commercial break, and you explain that.
No. It's an easy explanation.
No. No.
Let them breathe. Just let them breathe. Okay, I'll follow their lead. I will follow. Wait a minute, we'll take a little commercial, but I'll do a little one. He said no. What? We'll be right.
How you all doing? My name is Jason Panner, and I'm the CEO and founder of B Condoms. Today I'm going to show you what it means to have the largest condom on the US market. As we can see, I have one of our Platinum XL B condoms in hand, and I have a ruler right there. The ruler is about 18 inches, right? What I'm going to show you right now is how I can actually take our condom all the way down to my elbow, right? So what you can see, we're pulling it all the way down. Now, keep in mind, not only do we have the biggest condom in the market, our condoms are also pH sensitive, they're vegan friendly, they're organic, and we don't contain any of the fillers that other brands have. B Condoms, biggest condom on the US market, takes you all the way down to the elbow. Make sure to protect the culture. Thank you and take care.
Welcome to Alo Nana. Treat yourself to the luxurious experience of having all natural shea butter soaps and body balms that will soften, radiate, and even exfoliate your skin. Alo Nana products are designed with you in mind to promote overall health and wellness the way the nature intended. No dyes, no colors, no chemicals. Just pure love, like receiving a hug from grandma. Get your Alo Nana today. Contact Aunt Nikki on IG or call 267-629-1364. Alo Nana, building a legacy, not a letdown.
Angelo Ellerby, the Henry Higgins of hip-hop, is the founder, president, and CEO of Double Exposure Media Relations. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in publicity, photography, artist promotion and artist development, makeup artistry, event production, and EPK development. Celebrating over 45 years in the industry, Angelo believes that a culture that does not take care of nor respect its artists is a culture that leaves nothing behind to appreciate. Let Angelo help you make dollars and cents of the entertainment industry. Contact Double Exposure Media Relations at 201-224-6570. That's 201-224-6570.
We're not asking for your permission. We're not seeking your approval. We're claiming what's ours in the name of our ancestors. We are their answered prayers. This is more than a movement. This is a revolution. Black innocence. What are yours today?
Oh, okay, my darling. We are back, honey. I had to sit down and play, do a tutoring session real quick. Okay, then I found out that
To flex your tutelage.
I found out Taco Bell has a gay menu, honey. I did not realize that. Okay. So,
Do you like hard or soft?
So,
I think I'm just gonna deal with the crunch wraps from now on.
have mercy.
Both.
Taco.
Chimichanga for me, honey.
Of course.
Of course. On enchilada.
Okay. You have a lot of whatever you
Okay,
want.
chicken enchilada. Yeah, that'll be cute.
They don't even have that.
What?
Taco Bell we're talking about, not some idea.
Oh, wait a minute. Put the fucking chalupa.
Yeah, they probably
You forget they fired the dog because he really wasn't next to you.
I never thought about it. Realize.
Oh, good evening.
They
Good
hired
evening.
the white. The commercial.
Right. Hello.
It was.
So now we're back. Wait a minute, I'm bring Red in a minute because he's doing something else. We are back and we're still talking about this whole idea of the discipline versus abusive living. And I know I knew this onion was going to be this way because when we get into talking about the differences between abuse and discipline and my generation versus the younger generation here, I knew this was going to be a little convoluted because when we get into the nuances of it, it then starts to unfold and unravel and the onion starts to bloom on its own. But in the same instance, when we're talking about discipline and folks feeling as though they had such a terrible life because they don't know exactly what necessarily discipline is. And I'm saying it that way because a lot of times the discipline has changed over the years. Let me I'll label it that way. Discipline has changed over the years to where our generation complained about these kids being soft and don't know what it is to be rugged or whatever. But we did that. We did that, allowing you got the cops up there telling us that we can't spank our kids and stuff anymore. You got neighbors in there that want to be the quote unquote Karens that want to call the cops every time you act like you yell at the kids or whatever. Oh no, we got some psychologists or psychiatrists sitting up there trying to tell you, oh well, your children have feelings and their feelings need to be acknowledged. And if you don't acknowledge the child,
Why did you start talking like that? Go ahead.
because that's how they say it. children do have feelings and they have to be acknowledged. And if you don't acknowledge the child's feelings, they can grow up and they can and they will internalize a lot of those feelings, and it can then prove to be a non-productive citizen, and it can prove to be a non-productive person, and then this can have consequential consequences.
Right. Didn't John Wayne Gacy have a master's degree?
How about that?
Okay.
Okay. So we end up dealing with that. And so now, then you get these little smart ass kids. See, the precocious ones that was those like me, 2.0, that stood up there and found a way to exploit that shit. Because now they sit up there and say, oh, here we go. This is where those who sit up there and think that they're smarter than you end up trying to top you. And they sit up there and they're like, well, you can't do that because if you do, I can call.
Go ahead. Call.
Okay. And I really, and such and so, And so, back when we were kids, I did this to my mother. I called my grandma. Oh, mama. Okay. I called my grandmother on my mama. I said, Grandma, come over here and give mama a whooping. Because she won't let me such and so, right? I forgot what it was I wanted. And my grandma said,
well, we know you didn't want to live. Go ahead.
All right, okay. And my grandma said, baby, mama snatched the phone and mama, he'll call you back. Yeah, we learned quickly. We don't call grandmama.
It was at this moment.
Okay, right. We learned quickly. Okay. So that then was the extent of it. Okay. And then, of course, now my generation is the generation that started the whole, when we started to get the Dr. Spock. Dr. Spock said this about your kid. Dr. Spock said that. Okay. And no, it wasn't Dr. Spock from Star Trek who wrote the Leonard Nimoy did not write a book on raising children. This was supposedly an actual doctor, okay, who wrote this book on children who did not have any children of his own.
Always the problem. Go ahead.
Okay, trying to tell everybody, done been on all the talk shows and shit. This motherfucker became the goddamn authority on raising kids and ain't got a child. Okay? At the time. I don't know what he is now. So now we got these particular people trying to tell us how to raise our kids. Then, of course, we got the welfare system trying to sit there and tell you this, and this. Then you got the police sitting up there telling you, well, if you don't do this, then we're going to end up having them in jail because they're going to end up either locked up or dead and carrying on. Then my generation is the crack generation, honey. Okay? So this is where, my generation is crack. But when I was a young adult, this is the 90s, so I'm in my 20s. My 20s was Nino Brown. This is when all of us wanted to be bigger men, okay, and wanted to get into the damn streets. And everybody wanted to be Nino goddamn Brown, okay? So now you got the neighborhood's terrorized. You got parents scared of their own goddamn kids. You got the kids know their parents are scared of them, so now they're raised up. Mama, shut the fuck up. I'll beat your ass because now they're making money. Okay, that the mothers had accepted in the house. Now, let me add that caveat. The kids can sit up there and tell their mama that old stupid ass shit because now they come in there running the house because if you got to pay the cost to be the boss. What if you let your child come up in here with all this motherfucking money? And now you acting like you scared of your child. Bitch, what the fuck you think gonna happen? Okay, so my generation, we having kids. See, my generation started that shit. Okay, with that. Okay. So now we got the Nino Browns who come in here scaring their goddamn parents to carry no, scaring the neighborhood. Okay. And this, that, and the other. Old folks scared to say something because hell, they're old and feeble and carrying on. They're not what they used to be. So now, they're afraid for their lives. So they don't say nothing. Now we in a whole thing of, well, don't say nothing. Mind your business. Just don't pay no mind. So now now the Nino Brown children got extra goddamn power because now you ain't saying nothing. Then became the snitches get stitches era. Okay, now you got the bad bitch, the mouse like me, okay, who didn't give a fuck. Okay. Ain't no pause on that. Okay. Okay. Who didn't give a fuck and was like, you know what? No, this is wrong and this, that, and that, blah, 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 blah. Now, I didn't go snitch to the police or anything like that because that there was not my.
I'm sorry, my fault.
Send me some money, man.
Uh-huh.
Send me some money.
Where's my phone? I had to find my phone. And my phone, it should be on top of my bed.
Okay, back to the police where you
Right.
want to talk to them.
No, I didn't do all that. And the reason why I didn't, because number one, the jails were too crowded. Number two, I didn't necessarily believe in telling like that. But I did not want anybody to sit there and think they could just punk us out all the goddamn time. Now, I'm also the generation where the guns and things started to become very heavy. So it wasn't just a physical fight anymore. It was shoot them up. Okay. So that was one thing that kept my mouth closed because it's like, okay, they're not gonna fight, they're gonna shoot first. And then because I'm a man of size, you know, it was, and I had folks my size or bigger tell me, no, I'm not fighting you, you too goddamn big. I'll shoot you first. Yeah. Okay. So, and I looked, I like, that's stupid, nigga, you bigger than me, what the fuck you mean? And then, and quite frankly, they said, that's too much work. Fuck it. So I just said, okay, you know, but at the same time, you know, there were folks like me, and there was a handful of us. So, you know, those who were like me or whatever, we weren't necessarily the neighborhood captains or whatever, but we started to have these little neighborhood organizations. How can we and da 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 da? You know, now we try to protect the young folk and the women and carrying on, because now we get in the era of now. At the same time all this is going on, came this goddamn gangster rap shit, and I swear to God, the video vixens, because I swear to you, I am still pissed, and I shouldn't be, because the bitch was there in the video. But that video, I don't know what song it was, but that motherfucker took their credit card and ran it down that bitch's ass.
You ain't never done it or no?
Don't look at me, I'm sorry. I got some word shit, bro.
I remember I gave one $1 on her breast, and she gave me 4 quarters back out of her vagina.
Oh, you told me that's cool though. I don't care. That's cool as fuck.
It gives change back.
A dispense pussy, bro. A dispense pussy, bro. That's crazy as hell.
I guess that really don't matter right now.
Like no ball machine.
Did you know it still said clink clink when it fell down too? I just thought it, and the dollar didn't come out of her breath. That's talent.
Superpower.
Because, you know, I sit up there, watch the guy sit up there, he put his leg back, and took a flare and lit that flare in his ass. He put it in his ass and lit the flare, and then everything went up like that, and we all went up and stood up there and popped popcorn.
Did you eat the popcorn?
I did.
I believe you.
Yeah, I did.
Huh? All right.
Okay.
Okay.
That was fun, too. That was at my son's birthday party. Me and my baby daddy took my son.
Birthday party.
Yeah. It was my son's. Well, it wasn't his party. We took him to the strip.
Who ate the kernels?
That's fine.
Who ate the kernels?
Don't worry about all that. Okay. But yeah, that was fun. But anyway.
That had to hurt though, the butter and the salt and all that.
He specialized in that.
Oh, he was just a hot ass.
Yeah, he was just a hot ass.
Okay. What you do?
I had his camera.
Yeah.
You had your camera on.
It was off. I didn't realize I took myself out the
Saying
same
like
thing.
dastardly stuff with that camera off too. So
Anywho.
Did you do that for real? You had the camera on? Huh?
What I just say? I took myself. I didn't know I had took myself down and cam down. Anywho, okay. So now, like I said, we all of these particular things, right? And in all of this comes when we talk about discipline and this new generation, because now my generation is here. So of course we want everything to be different for our children. So now our children and our children's children, they don't necessarily know discipline the way that we do. They know it a little differently. They know timeouts. They know sit in the corner. They know, oh no, we were still trying to send them to their room. But how do you send a child to their room as a punishment when everything is in their goddamn room? They got the TV, they got the Xbox, they got the this and that in their goddamn rooms.
Well, hey,
Okay.
I told you? Remember I told you how I had the other house set up?
Mm-hmm.
He was in there. He went. When he said go to the room,
Right.
You know, in his mind, he going, oh, okay, well, I'm going
Right.
and invite him down and play Roblox.
Right.
But of course, you know, your generation is smarter than me.
Right. Okay.
Until you got in there and said, hey,
It ain't powering up.
is the internet on? Yeah, it works fine in here.
Right. Right.
Yeah, your four walls has no internet.
Right. Okay. Exactly. So
read a book.
You know, I want
to. That's crazy.
Right. But I want to say this, because see, when we were kids, it was our parents used to tell us that you forget I used to be you. Okay, remember when your parents came up and told you, especially if you were their carbon copy. If you were their carbon copy and they were able to tell you your next move before you made it.
2 weeks before you made it.
Okay. If they were able to tell you your next move before you made it, that means what? Nobody thought about that. How do you know I'm going to do that? Damn it. I'm little nigga, I'm trying to tell you, I used to be you. You are a version of me that God want me to see what the hell I did to my parents. Okay? Because now I am the parent who now understands why the hell mama got or daddy got mad. Because little nigga, you should have been trying to think you trying to pull a fast one on me. And I'm the one that created the motherfucking stuff. I created this shit. And now you think you're doing something, and God helped you when you let your mouth run and think you could out-talk me or out-sync me in the goddamn stuff.
It should be entertaining, really. To me, you know, but that's because you say I like the shit because I'm entertained by it. Because I be knowing, like, well, you know me. I tell you shit way in advance.
Well,
it fucks you up.
Well, no, it don't fuck me up. No, it don't fuck me up. What it does, what fucks me up is when they play into it, right? Because it doesn't give me an out. I'm like, I'm the cool unk, right? I'm the cool unk, and all the kids are calling me up, whatever. Even with my, my sister's kids and
Velvet, with the whole thing.
Okay, right, okay.
I'll sit back. I'm like,
they will call,
crazy,
this, that, and that. I'm sitting up here trying to be, the voice of reason. I'm the one they call, because they can talk to me. They feel they can trust me. And they know that I'm not going to be the parental voice like that. I'm the one that, Okay, let's talk about it. Let's dissect it. I'm going to take you at your word. Okay? I'm going to take you at your word. But God help you if I find out you lied to me. Ah! It is one thing to lie to your parents, and I'm trying to save you an ass whooping. But goddamn it, if I find out you lied to me when you didn't have to, that's going to be hell to pay. Because now you got to build your trust with me all over again. You got to build that. Okay. I have one nephew who when my mom passed, I had to squash my beef with him.
Oh boy, you was ready to fight.
Good.
He was ready to fight. You or somebody. He probably was on an airplane like this.
No, with my daughter's baby son. My daughter, my sister, but they were my kids. Well, her youngest, this little motherfucker really don't know who I am. And in all the sense of it, he said, well, hell, you wasn't here with me. You wasn't in the same house with me. You don't know me. I said, you know what? Okay, since you want to go there, little bitch, I'll tell you this. You better ask your mama who the fuck I am. I used to beat her ass, your auntie's ass, and your uncle's ass before you came along. Okay? And since you want to take this tone, my sister want to fuck him up, right? You know what I'm talking about. I said, no, let him get that out of his system, baby. Because he's been waiting on this. This is his moment. This is his moment. Let him have this motherfucker. I said, now you know what this means, don't you? I said, on site, nigga. On motherfucking site. I don't give a fuck what. We could be in the church. We could be in the synagogue. We could be in the goddamn rap concert. When I see you, when I motherfucking see you, I am beating your ass. What saved him is the fact my mama died. And so the next time I saw him, I had to go, we had to go take care of that. And I called him in the room. He came and he went, yes, sir. Everything in me was stirring, baby. I ready to get the fuck up. But I knew I was not. Now, to be fair, I was not in the right headspace for that ass whooping because I'm thinking about my mama. That wasn't on him. So I had to tell him, how the fuck you mother not going? We gonna squash this because we got bigger fish to fry. Okay. And we all dealing with something. But the next time you feel motherfucking froggish and forget your motherfucking place in this family, I am the eldest child of all of them. You will never take that tone of voice with me again. As long as you stay black, as long as you are male, you will never take that motherfucking tone of voice with me again. Are we clear? Yes, sir. I said, I don't hear you, motherfucker. I need all the neighbors to understand who the fuck I am. Do you hear what the fuck I told you? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. You gonna do nothing. Okay. You got that. He got jokes. He always liked to sit up there and do that old stupid ass shit. And he think because he got that gun on that side, that's gonna save him. That don't mean shit to me. Oh, he threw it aside. Ooh.
I've been stuck. Make sure that wasn't a factor.
Okay, good. It don't have to be.
That's the way.
Did I flinch?
You did.
That was a head talk, bitch. I fucked my head back. Anywho.
It went like this.
That was good. That was good. But all of that, y'all, is about this generation and how we have to take some responsibility in that, because we have allowed this generation. We taught them what they're doing. We gave them the tools for that, because we didn't nip it in the bud in the beginning. We let outside entities come in with our parenting. We were trying to outsmart our parents and try to do things a little differently than what our parents did to us. And
if it ain't broke,
don't fix it. Okay. And in between all that, then we have allowed our children. What we did was, we know that there are people, but we started to let them have too much investment into what grown folks' business is. What do I mean? Anytime you start to let your kids start to be your friends or treat them like they're your good girlfriends or whatever, anytime your children start to know more about where you get your check and how the hell you handle your business up in there, anytime your children are able to sit down there and run the household without you, because you gave them the keys and the this and the that to do it, that's on you. Let me flip the coin. Anytime you have allowed your shiftless ass kids to just sit up and not take care of them damn self because you babied them, anytime you allow them to sit down there and to be pimps, ballers, and shot callers, and all they doing is clicking video games and shit, and they can sit there and tell you what they are and are not going to do. Anytime they can sit down there and you tell them to do something, they gonna tell you when they gonna do it, and you don't put that in check right then, bitch, that's on you. There is no way a child should sit up there and tell you in your house, oh yeah, I'll do it when I feel like it. Or I'm gonna do it with what? Your job, nigga, is to do what the fuck it is I tell you to do when I say do it.
Well, the problem here, Meech, is you mind if I step in?
Oh, go right ahead, please.
Well, thank you. Look, the problem right here is you gotta stop asking these bastards to do stuff and try to tell them. That's the problem right there. And it's crazy because I recently had this conversation with a friend of yours. You know, a new friend of yours that you met on the road trip.
Okay.
And she said, do you have to ask an MFer to eat? And I said, no. She said, okay. Stop asking MFers to do stuff and start telling.
Well, yeah. 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 And here's the dynamic to that. And this is why this is significant. At least this is my theory. Let me stop acting like I'm.
Well, come on, theory.
Okay. My theory on that is, for so long, the whole idea has been, the consequence is the yelling, the matter-of-factly. You know what I'm saying? For too long, there has never been a consequence behind the action. So if all I know you're going to do is huff and puff, and there's no consequence, oh, she don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she just talking because I got on her nerves. I'll smooth things over. I'll go buy a Kit Kat, her favorite candy bar, and so she'll be all right.
Nope, that's not gonna work.
You know, and it becomes that, right? And as long as I can sit there and make them laugh or kiki a little bit, we good.
We're not.
Okay, we good.
We're not.
And and that becomes the pattern. And so when we deal with that, or how about this? Because I'm guilty of this. You huff and puff, and say what you're not gonna do, but you do it anyway. God damn, I'm so sick and tired of doing this motherfucking bullshit. I done told you I'm not cooking you no goddamn dinner right about now, but then you finna go up in here. What, you hungry? Damn it, I said I wasn't gonna cook this goddamn chicken when I'm hungry too. So shit, the fuck it is. You know, it becomes that. And so it's like, oh, I'll wait you out.
That's why I have a problem
You know?
when people are raising kids and then the younger kids,
Yeah.
you whoop their ass and then pet them.
Right.
That's why they grow up.
Yeah,
That's why they screwed up right there.
Yep. Yeah.
From young adults, young teenagers, and grown. That's why they messed up right there.
Yeah.
They like, you done cracked him up real good. Now you want to pet him.
Now you're like, oh, come here, baby.
What did
I
you
didn't
learn?
mean to do that. No, that's the fuck I did.
You didn't learn nothing.
You didn't learn shit. Because our generation, when you got your ass over, then it became, okay, then what did we learn from this?
Yep.
What did you learn from this?
And you gotta remember, some of them was you get cracked up and you still grounded.
Okay, can we go there? Can we talk about that? Because
you think you get cracked up and it's
and that
over.
was gonna be over. No,
It's cracked up in 30 days.
And see, we're talking about discipline and consequences.
What's that?
You get your ass whooped, and then there's another consequence on top of it. I told y'all this before. My mother sat up and turned the telephone off for the entire summer. Because she knows I'm going to tell me in that phone how I would burn that phone. It was my fault, though, because let me tell you, I told y'all this before. Y'all remember when Sprint and all them came out? They had the Sprint cards. Maybe we could do them with Sprint cards and make all the goddamn long distance calls and da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, what our stupid asses didn't realize was if you did not pay the bill, they tacked the charges onto your phone bill. I'm calling, I had a boyfriend in Toledo, and so I'm calling Toledo damn near 2 or 3 times a day. Right? Them damn phone bills was coming in at $500 motherfucking dollars. Oh, you still here?
Are you still here?
By the grace of God.
Because that's rent back then.
By the grace of God. So Miss Esther Lorraine sit up there, but I tell you, we got it. Ooh. And I had to tread lightly. I had to tread lightly because I knew it was me. However, because my mother was hollering, you know, I'm one of them special children. I don't like that, right? However, I had to tread lightly because my mother had hit that tone. There's a tone that she get to where I knew that fist was coming next. If I uttered a syllable, I knew that fist was coming. So what she did instead was she turned the phone off. She turned it off for the entire summer. At that time, we had payphones that used to call in. You could sit there, get somebody's telephone number, and they call the payphone, and it would ring, and you could call in. So we were staying on Santa Rosa and Santa Rosa and Fullerton, y'all. And I was down on Ewald Circle in Fullerton, right there from the ice cream shop at the phone booth. I would be out there honey, for 2 or 3 hours on the phone. And my mother would be like, what? She didn't know where I was. And then when she caught wind of where I was, she thought I was crazy as hell because I would be out there on the phone. And when somebody would come to the phone because they didn't have a phone, I'm like, okay, girl, wait a minute, let somebody use the phone, call me back in a minute. Okay. Because what we would do is we would call collect and say, state your name, and we would say the phone number 313 . Okay. And so if you didn't catch it the first time, let's say, would you accept the charge? You hit repeat so you can repeat. So then you sit up there and repeat the phone number. So then you write the phone number down. Then they say no, decline it, and then you stay right there, then they call the number back. Boom, we on. Because at that time, the phone was a quarter, so a quarter went a long way.
Y'all still?
Yeah, still. What you say was stole?
Yeah.
Stealing? Calling back? Yeah, okay. So after so long, I would feel sad for other people because they come out there, you still here? Girl, let me let this child use the phone. Call me back in a minute. I'll let them use the phone. And then they'll call me back. So that's what ended up happening for me. I ended up finding my way because I was going to do what I wanted to do. Okay.
So you went out there and figured out how to still have your phone calls, and you didn't take no critical thinking class.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. Right. So because of that, my point is that a lot of times that there was what we had to go through, and the kids now we didn't instill that in them these days. We didn't instill that. We sat there and let our kids have their way. We let them express themselves. Okay. And we let them sit there and let them feel and tell us how they feel and this, that, and other. And because that became a way of raising children.
My biggest skin crawler. That's not fair.
Right.
You know what's not fair, bastard?
Right.
What's not fair is the new J's came out, and before you came along, I was able to buy them when they come out.
And then they hit you. But I didn't have to be here.
Exactly.
Right.
And they don't want to say that with me because I'm very.
Okay.
I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here either. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe your mama should have been a little more excuse.
Right. Okay.
Left you on the
if you had swallowed you like I asked her,
right,
you wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Okay.
She could have kept her head in the game. So.
Right. So we into that. Okay. So let's shift a little bit because I want to get into this whole, and this is part of all this, the whole AI versus and ChatGPT. Okay. Because now I know with my mother, see, I got to put this caveat in here. My mother allowed us to say what we needed to say and this, that, and other, especially as we age, as we becoming older, teenagers especially, because, we're adolescents now, we're starting to have opinions. We're starting to have, to have, thought processes to carry on. We're moving through the world a little differently. You're in junior high school, you're in high school. You're supposed to be making decisions for yourself. You're able to dress yourself to carry on. You know what your style is and blah, 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 blah. You're tired of your mama buying your clothes for you because she's still stuck in whatever.
Garanimals.
Right. Okay. No, honey, that's not what we wear today. Okay. And then comes the battle of, well, honey, this is the style. No, it ain't the style in this household. You're not wearing that.
Come on, get ready to get on this bus.
Okay. Not to spit on the thumb out baby. Yeah. Which still works, honey. Okay. So we into that particular phase. So my mother allowed us, but then it became, when we got to that particular point, the lesson was how to understand what your boundary is as a child to your parent. See, that there became the test. So I was allowed to get upset with my mother, but I couldn't cuss my mama out like, I tell you that all the time. This is your parent. You're not putting it in check like you do with your friends. I know how I did with my parents. And then floor me with my mama heard me on the phone once. Right? Like that was a secret because I'm loud anyway, right?
Bet the neighbors know my name.
She heard me on the phone. And so one time we got into it, right? And Karen, and I had said a phrase that me and my cousin, my play cousin, she was Tenero, hey girl, you ain't girl. She gone too. But she used to say, "Ooh, I was hot with you, honey." And I had said it to my mother. "Ooh, girl, I was hot with you." He turned around and looked at me. "Oh, you hot with somebody?" And ma'am, because she had that tone, "Ma'am, oh no, don't ma'am now." Right. She was laying on the bed. She rose up off the bed and she spun. Like she figured that. I said, oh,
The
shit.
switch up is real.
Yeah. she spun. Like she gonna get up off the bed. She said, oh, you were hot with somebody. I said, Mama, it's just, she said, oh, no.
No, suppression's coming.
No, that wasn't no expression. That wasn't no expression. Honey. That's how you felt. You hot with somebody. Okay. Right. She kept saying, And I know that my mother was a Gemini. So I'm a Pisces, she Gemini. So when these twins and with when we get to acting up, we clash something hard. So I didn't know who I was dealing with at the time. I don't know if it was Essie or if Lorraine was trying to hold on, because okay. And she said, okay. She said, oh, okay. Just like that. Okay. She said, you hot with somebody. All right. She said, you know what? I'm going to let you be hot with somebody. But remember, you got to cool the fuck off. And I'm going to advise you to cool the fuck off soon. And she turned her back. And she proceeded to lotion down her legs, right?
You probably said, Mama, it's cold in here.
Oh,
yeah, it's cold in here.
I was, and I'm trying to put it together. I knew what she said, but that bitch in me was like, I know she didn't say what she said. I think she said, and that the motherfucker be like, you better listen, bitch. You trying to sit up there, you trying to prove a point. You better understand. This is done. She said, you better cool the fuck off quickly. Okay.
I'm glad I got all that stuff early. I got all that early. I knew what to say, what not to say, early.
So that did with that, but we were allowed to express ourselves, but we had to do it in a way that gave reference to her as our mother, but still she respected us as individuals, okay, and as free-thinking folks, to where she was okay. And then there were moments where, like, when we got very upset and she knew we wanted to cuss, and we were trying to tell a story, she would then say, okay, say it like you mean it. Okay. And it was in that space I was able to say my dams and my hells and this, that, and the other, because I'm letting off some steam. But after that story, we had to pull it back together. So that there was when you understand how your children are and you govern accordingly. But what we have is a generation that we have let down. But at the same time, this generation manipulates. Okay. Because this generation manipulates the fact that most of us don't know the computer. Okay. We don't know the latest slang or whatever. We don't do text messaging and all that kind of shit. So they will manipulate it and then want to out-talk you because they think that because education is the key, that you're not hip to the latest shit. And so now they're trying to educate you. You good at it. With wanting to explain something. Okay. And you explain it in a way like you're teaching something. And it's cute. It's cute. But it's like, baby, we got that. Baby, we got that. And most of the time, we sit there and let you entertain yourself because it's just you. A part of that is you talking, it's on your mind, but you do know and can know. That's part of being the intelligentsia. I understand. Okay. But now we have got to get to a place where we find that happy medium. Okay. We got to find the happy medium, and we have to allow both to exist at the same time, but with boundaries. See, us as the old fogies, we can't always dump on them because it's our fault that they're that way. Okay. Now, at the same time of it being our fault, they got to learn that just because you think you know something, you can't manipulate me the way that you do. And you may get a battle or a little battle here and there in when you think you done got over, and you may have. Okay? You may have won that particular battle, but the war ain't over. Okay, the war ain't over. So
But
now
you have to
find-
ask yourself, you got people like myself.
Uh-huh.
Right? You have to ask yourself this. How many of those battles you thought you chose to have or you thought you won that people just let go?
I knew you were going to say that because I was going to go there.
What I'm saying, like people just let go. They just go and said, you know, because I'm real sneaky like that. I let you think you won.
Right. Most parents do.
I let you think you got away with it. I've been that way my whole parenting life.
Parents
I just be
do.
sitting back and I
That's
just
the
be
game.
giggling. I be giggling my ass off, and I was like,
That's the whole game. Look at us. Look at us. How many times did we thought we actually got away with something? Because you know we're the school of I'm gonna beat the ass for what I should have beat your ass for a long time ago.
I remember.
Right?
I remember. I came in the house up from school. I'm going to show you how parents are. I come in the house from school on a Friday. I go, you know, normally my normal Fridays come in and knock your homework out.
Right.
And switch up. If I'm going to shoot ball, I put on my regular ball clothes, whatever, you know, so whatever I got going on.
Right.
And I'm in the streets.
Okay.
This particular Friday I came in. I went downstairs. I started my homework, didn't finish it. Everything was still on the table where I do homework at.
Right.
Laid across my bed and fell asleep.
Right.
So I was sleeping really good to the point where I had got up, I guess, in the middle of the night to use the restroom or something. And I switched out of my clothes and I went on back to bed. Now, here's the issue. This is Friday night, right? So here's the issue. Early Sunday morning is when I got woke up out of bed. I slept the whole day Saturday, all of Friday. He checked on me. And, you know, it was like, get up. You've been sleeping down here the whole week. You know, I hadn't been upstairs eating up.
Right.
So here's the crazy thing. He figured out from me sleeping like that that I had got my girlfriend pregnant. And I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything, but okay. He let it pass. So he's sitting back. He's watching. When I say he's watching the whole situation, he's trying to see how this is playing out. So what particularly happened was the reprimand of the parental situation because of how it went down, as far as doggone being too young to be, you having unprotected sex and all that kind of mess. Right. So, all right. So what went on was that so what went on was the time for the abortion type thing. So here it is. I wanted to be the valiant man and say, okay, well, I'm going to cut school and go with her down here to support her because she didn't get there by herself. Her mom's at work. We're using her cousin's medical card because you use that card and get it free. Yeah, okay, whatever. So I ride with her. We take public transportation. Go down there. I'm with her all day, sitting there, you know, the boohoo and crying before it's time to go in the back. I go back there for the exam, you know what I'm saying? Because she says okay. And then when it's time for them to start, you know, take her on back, whatever, then I got to sit out front. And they'll let me know when she's about done. And I had to go out the building, and I got to go around the back because they let you out the back of the building.
Okay.
That's some stuff they've been doing for years. But
Anonymity, yeah.
But here's the game. Come back from that. It's still early now. All this going out early in the morning. You know, because we both been at school. Right? I can cut school to do this. Get up to the house. So I'm at her house. Playing the good. I guess I've been a good dude. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm waiting on her hand and foot, feeding her. You know what I'm saying? Got her propped up and then letting her sit there. You know, just taking care of her so she didn't have to move around. So I looked at the clock and I felt like, okay, if I leave at this particular time, it looked like I'm getting home from school. So I'm getting home coming from this way. My school is that way. So I get on the bus. I walk to, you know, main line. I walk and I come get on the bus. So when I get down where I normally get off the bus at the opposite side of the street, I get off the bus and I stand there. You know, you gotta wait for the bus to go before you cross the street. Right. So I'm standing there. And it's a nice day. You know how when you know you screw it up, and even something as simple as the radio system in somebody's car, you know whose system that is?
Yeah.
So I'm standing there and I hear radio playing and everything, and I'm sitting there like this. Some said, Lavelle, please don't look to the right. Because if I'm standing here waiting for the bus to go by, that means traffic is at the stoplight right here. So I turned, and who was the first car headed towards the house?
Of course.
My dad. I turned and looked, I said, damn. So, because him being who I am today, why the fuck are you coming from that way? So, he said, hey, brother. I said, oh, hey. He was like, you want to ride to the house? I said, no, I'm good. I'm going to walk. This is probably the last time I'll be outside. But anyway, so I'm walking, speaking to people I didn't even like, taking my time. All right.
Not the walk of shame. Oh, the walk of shame.
I get to home, and when I get home, I'm praying that God sent him upstairs to his apartment so I can come in and go straight on down to my room. Because by this time, guess what? I can shake a leg or whatever, and I can get on back out the door. I'm trying to buy myself 24 hours. All right. But so when I come in, he didn't go upstairs.
Of course not.
He's sitting at the end of the table over here. You know how you walk in a room, you can't see around that corner. He's sitting at the table. He got little cookies and milk, and he's chilling. And I reached the door because the door is right here before you get to him. So I'm thinking I can open up the door and go on down the basement. I open that door, and the cringe of my name spoken by my father. And the way he spoke it, I knew that I was going to die. When he said, Laval. I'm never going to see daylight again.
Right.
So here it is. He said, come in, let me talk to you. So I come upstairs, I said, yeah, what's up? What's going on? He was like, sit down. And I said, okay. So I sit down, I'm like, what's happening? He says, I'm confused. And when he do this right here, it's going to be a mind-screwing game.
Yeah.
So he's going, I'm confused. If Senior High School is on that side of town, and I'm coming from that side of town, and I see my son coming from that side of town, where is he coming from if he's supposed to be coming from Senior? It's on that side of town. I said, quick thinking. I said, I took the Racine bus up and I missed my stop. So when I got off, I came to walk around the house Ashland bus was already there, so I just jumped on and rode 3 blocks down, got off. School, you know, got the pass, which is true. That can happen.
I know.
So he was like this. He said, "Oh, okay." And he looked. He was like, he said, "I can see that. If you tired from school, you might have dozed off or missed it, or you know what I'm saying, playing on the bus." I said, "I can see that." He was like, "I see that." He said, "But what I can't see is that before you got to the house, I called the school and you was absent today." I said, "Ooh, well,
God damn it.
and to this day, sitting in this seat, that's exactly who I am."
You became him.
And I said, he said, "So where was you at if you wasn't at school all day?" I was like, he said, "Don't tell me you went half a day." And then he said, the attendance office have you marked absent the whole day. I sat there, I'm like, at this point, I know he don't play about school. It's over.
It's over.
It's over. It's over.
It's
I don't care what I say. I can say I was kicking garbage cans. It don't even matter. I
It
wasn't.
don't matter. You wasn't in school, right?
So he said, "So tell me, explain me." He said, "Please enlighten me." I was like, I was at Florine house. He said, "Oh, what was you and Florine doing? Why she didn't go to school?" I was like, I said, "Well, she wasn't feeling good, and I just went over there." And he said, "Oh, so you cut your education to go over there and make sure she good?" Like, okay, y'all are grown, y'all married? What was it? No. He was like, he said, "Let me help you out." And I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, "Oh, what's he doing?"
Right.
And he said, "You know, last Friday when you came in here and you went to bed and everybody was wondering where you was at. They thought you went outside, left, or ain't been back, or whatever." And he said, "I came down there and you slept the whole weekend." He said, and I was looking at him like, "So what that mean?" Of course, you green.
Right. Don't know.
Because guess what? He already lived my life. He was my age already. So I don't know what he's talking about. But he know what he's talking about. So here it is. I look at him, I'm like, yeah, he was like, he said, "I'm gonna ask you like this. How far along is she?" I looked at him like, I'm looking at him now like he's God, like, bro, like, it's no way.
Right. You're right.
It's like no way. So I was like, well, he was like, he said, "Lavelle, don't lie."
Right. Please do. Okay. Oh, don't insult my
He
intelligence.
said,
Look.
said, "Look at that room behind you." Now I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I looked, and he was like this. I was like, "What?" He said, "Your grandparents ain't here. Your auntie at work."
Oh, ain't nothing to save you, nigga. No. Oh.
And I looked over that basement door. I said, "I ain't gonna make it." I said, "This big nigga fast." So I was like, okay. I said, "Well, she's not no more," and that's what it was. I went with her to be with her because nobody was to be with her. So this is what he gave him. He said, "So her mother knew about this?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, get her on the phone."
Right.
So now I'm sitting here feeling like snitch of the year, right?
Okay.
And he going, "Oh, yeah." He said, "It's over." He said, "You might as well break over, Florine." He said, "I don't know when you're going to see her again." Wait a minute. Now you're doing too much. Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
So he's upset and angry because as a parent, she should have been talking to him.
That's right. And now you're the parent. You understand that now.
So that just goes to show you that I tried. I tried this with Velvet. I mean, everybody. I mean, and Velvet. Well, you know what, Velvet. Half of the shit he don't even him. He don't half the shit he think I don't know. I just know shit. I just and like even with my ex Naomi, she can't. I be talking to her because she be talking to me about them kids over there. Like, I'm talking to her, and she just be cackling and giggling. She want to call them so bad she don't know what to do. She just be cackling. She said, "Oh, he don't know, do it?" I was like, "No, you don't. You know, but it's okay. We're gonna get to this."
Right.
I said, "He just don't know yet." So my dad was the same way. This nigga would tell me everything, and I'd be looking at him like, "How in the hell?"
Right.
So, and that's just because effective parenting, he did his homework. You know what I'm saying? He was proactive.
Exactly. Say, come on, break it down.
So being proactive in parenting,
right.
When we're having conversations talking about something, don't be a fool all your life. I already know the answers.
And let me stress this. Proactive in parenting does not always mean I went stupid through your shit.
No, not at all.
Okay. For those of you who think, oh, you just went through my room and you looked and looked and looked.
Hell no.
Sometimes.
Especially not that one. I ain't trying to kill myself.
Okay. Sometimes that happens. But it's not always, because can I be real? When you know your kids, you know their pattern, you know their upsets, you know their this, you know their that. When you know them, you know them.
But you got to remember, you're watching your kids,
right?
Because you happy that you have children.
Right.
You watch their development and their movement and how they do
Right.
things. You watching them when they don't even know you are.
When they don't, right, exactly.
But it's not about keeping an eye on them. It's about them. You seeing them doing self-sufficient stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No. Well, okay, right. I get it, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Right, but it's like you see it. So a lot of times you know their pattern, even when they don't think.
When they don't think you do, yeah.
So
yeah,
it's not a bad thing that your parent knows your pattern. It's just try to, you know what I'm saying, make a fool out your friends and not your parents.
And then oftentimes this is how what kids fail to realize is that when we sit there and say, I know my kids, this is how we know them. We know you well enough to where we know what sound, we know your speech pattern. Okay. There was one thing that Ray knew about me.
You good? Well,
two things. Okay. Right. There you go. Okay.
You know, it's hard to win when you.
And that there was, she knew my mouth. Okay, so when teachers or whatever they said he did this, she knew when they were right and when they wasn't. She said, okay, watch that because she didn't know that. Okay, I didn't talk to her about that. Okay, almost, but not that. Okay.
Did you send that picture or something?
So when they know, they know. Okay. And that's what effective parenting is. When you sit up there and know. Now let me talk about effective children. Children also know their parents. You know what buttons to push. This is how we're able to get away with shit that we get away with. Because you know what buttons to push. You know, yes, what age to go to. Before, that hurt me say, I knew that tone that mama got to where if I did something, I knew that shit was coming, right? So I knew where the edge was. Okay. And so to stay clear, I stayed below the radar. Hard to do.
Don't poke the bear.
See?
Can I pet that dog?
Wait a minute. Do I still got that up in here? Did y'all see that? Wait a minute, honey. Because that's classic. That there's fucking classic. Please say I got it. I hope I didn't delete that. Oh, please. Please. Okay.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's sleeping.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
What?
He meant that. Can I pet that dog?
The thing is that the baby dog, see, this is a child, and I understand. She started out real, can I pet that dog? She wasn't taking no one answer, but she thought that if she got louder, she could make a point. Oh. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
What's that mean?
No. I don't care how loud you get. The answer is still the same. Now, the baby didn't understand. She just wanted to pet the dog because it was cute. It's a bear. It's a bear. Oh, poor baby.
Just let her pet that dog.
Just pet that dog. Oh, that just tickles me.
But you know what? The essence and the innocence of a child, she probably was able to pet that bear.
She probably would have been.
And no harm.
And no harm. Because you know what? God is so awesome that way. Because see, animals, you know, they sense and this and that. And the baby was just as innocent as everything.
Because one thing about it, an animal will take care of a baby
That's right.
in the forest.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? But they'll either a grown person.
They'll either grow, yeah.
He probably done had a few of their cousins.
Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then
Huh?
I've eaten bear before.
No, I will never tell.
You dropped me off in the middle of white country and then took you out to chill with the
he said you drop me off in the middle of white country. Wait, I was not ready for that one.
You might like bear.
No, and I
No,
that was good.
I think that because I think
no, you might like bear.
Yeah.
You like bear? The meat?
Twinkies for dessert.
Uh-huh.
I said Twinkies for dessert.
No, I don't like twins.
Well, I'm telling you, you might like bear meat. It's a sweet meat.
That was good.
That's good.
That was good.
God damn, that's good.
You can look it up and say it's sweet meat.
Yo, speaking of sweet, never mind. I can't even. I don't even like.
I'm just saying.
That's the oh no, that's the perfect double entendre here. Go ahead.
About like abuse.
Go ahead.
Like abuse is bad. Boo, you know, boo, boo, boo. But we did get Michael Jackson from abuse if we really think about it. So maybe Joe Jackson.
Oh, you went there. Okay. He tried to find the silver lining in the rainbow. Okay, so here we go.
There's a silver lining because Anime Bullock, she became
Ready to see what Tina Turner.
She became.
Okay, but you know what?
But she got woman.
Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Because that there becomes a valid point. And this here, I'm not going to say it's a wolf mindset, but what happens is that we look at how we are not defined by our tragedies, because out of something horrible became something that was effective for whatever Michael Jackson, Tina Turner, oh God, I'm drawing a blank right now. But you know, those who come from such an abyss of horror, you know, and yet they were able to overcome that. Those who come out of those abusive situations end up those who are able to who have the fortitude to move beyond what the abuse was supposed to have done. Okay, there's some folks who crack and are in asylums and stuff right now because they just could not handle it. those who were strong and were able to withstand it and said, this does not define me, and was able to take that and rechannel it, yes.
But see, let me tell you something. I've seen in my life, right? I've seen so many people overcome some strongholds.
Yeah.
That I know people that never came back from.
Right.
So that's why I have a problem with the weak-minded adolescents, the weak-minded adults, anybody that allows a substance or wants to have I call it an excusatory conversation about what they're doing when you can just fix it. Take that same energy and fix it.
Yeah.
Quit trying to make sense of it and just fix it.
Or a pity party, and you wallow in the pity party.
Yeah, everybody wants to be a victim.
And thinking that somebody's supposed to care. Ooh, that's big. Let me go there.
Everybody wants to be a victim.
Let me go there, because a lot of
you got time to be a victim. You got time to fix it.
Exactly. And when a lot of folks want to sit down there and play victim or want to be the victim, they refuse to see themselves as the victor. They refuse to push beyond it because they're looking for somebody to blame. They're looking for somebody to say, it's your fault that I'm here. No, baby, because what happens from the time you are at an age of understanding and you start to make decisions that affect you independently, when you are there and can independently create a decision that is a cause and effect on your life, it's when you are able to say, what happened to me in the past should not affect me. These are my decisions. But what happens is we end up starting to blame the past or those who hurt us for, it's because I was raped and killed.
Because your estrogen takes over, and when your estrogen takes over, accountability becomes zero.
Ooh, did you put that on estrogen?
Yes, I did.
Did you put that on estrogen?
I did.
I was saying,
and I approve this message.
Fucking, I gotta say it about. He just did that. But let's talk about it. Because can we be real? Emotions are feminine energy. Okay? Because the nurturing and those kind of things, that there is feminine energy. And oftentimes, when we're in that energy and don't balance it out, that there can permeate your psyche, and then you end up in the situation to where now you're emotionally driven, you are not rationally thinking, you are not putting pieces together to where it makes sense, and then you're not pushing beyond the point. You're looking for the pity party. You're looking for, okay, right. What's wrong? You're looking for someone to validate and to co-sign your bullshit. Wow. Let's see that. Quick thinking. Okay, breathe.
I'm trying to cut the people to the high.
Oftentimes, like I said, you want folks to believe your bullshit. You want folks to sit down there and to co-sign it so that you can have your misery loves company party. You want someone to, and then what it is, you want to be validated in your hurt. And you've already been validated in your hurt because it's in the past. But now trying to move forward, you want somebody to sit down there and to play that violin because that there has become your drug. Iyanla Vanzant says this all the time. You get high telling your story. Okay, that becomes the fix. Okay, that's the fix. So once you sit down there and tell the story, and you got somebody who's sitting up there, oh, poor baby. you know, then it becomes, okay, I got them and I can feel and, oh, somebody hears me and all that old bullshit. Okay. But instead of reclaiming and you know, hell, Maxine Waters, we got that reclaiming my time. You know, reclaiming my life, reclaiming my power, reclaiming who I am, reclaiming me. And it starts here.
A phenomenally phenomenal woman.
Well, not phenomenally phenomenal. Okay. But it starts here. There's an expression that says today is the first day of the rest of your life. When you start today and be like, you know what, I can make a better choice. I can now move here. I can do this because I choose to make a stance and I choose to not let my past dictate my future. My past was required to get me here. All of that made me who I am today. Now I get to choose who I can be tomorrow.
You have to go to the University of BS in order to get the hard degree. Period. That's all it is. You know, you can't be cushion all your life and then expect to understand what a hard knock world is.
What a hard knock world is, because if you cushion all the time, when the hard knock hit, it's going.
Then you're gonna get broke down.
You're gonna get broke. Okay, because it's not a comfortable thing. And that's what our generation tried to tell the younger generation. But the younger generation is in this thing of it's not going to happen that way. Because if it didn't work for y'all, we're trying to choose a different path because that didn't work for y'all. We see it didn't work. Y'all been doing the same shit over and over and over. It didn't work. But what we're trying to do is find the path. But what they're doing is finding a path, which means that every day becomes a struggle because they're learning how to do it. Outside of saying, okay, you know what? They did it this way. Let me see what in this did not work. Okay, what they do is they just throw it away. That shit ain't work for y'all, so we're not gonna do it like that. Instead of saying, okay, if this didn't work this way, how about if we do this, but instead of doing that, we add this here, and let's see if that works in that particular place. They don't try to do that. What they do is discard. And so now it becomes a bumping heads because it's like, well, you don't respect me as a man or a woman because I have my own mind. I'm trying to do this my way. No, what you're doing is fucking up.
You don't have a mind at that age. You have a petri dish. You're growing.
Not a petri dish. No, okay. Now wait a minute. Hold on. Let's change our vocabulary with that, because one of the things that we have to give them credit for is that they're coming into the world where God done brought them here a little bit smarter than we were.
Yeah, because they're the best scammers I've ever seen.
Okay, well, not just scammers, but they had to come down here. God brought them here to deal with the world is today.
But you got to remember that their mentality is right now, and then tomorrow comes.
Right, but that's where we come in. We come in to let them know, how to prepare for tomorrow. And part of us that's where part of us have failed. A lot of us, we parenting for us was through osmosis. I think you and I were the generation that started there. I want to be different from my parents. Not as kids, because our parents were.
I've heard that from different people that I grew up around. But I've never said that.
Okay.
I've never said that because I'm gonna be honest with you. As entertaining as my dad was as a parent, and as hands-on as my mother was, I would repeat it all again.
I would too. That's it for me.
Because at the end of the day, it built so much character in me because they taught me some lessons that you're not going to get from Google.
Right. Now, honestly, I would too, because now what would I tweak? I would probably tweak how we communicated better with my father, because we're developing now. But I wouldn't change anything of how I was raised because I see how it worked. What happens is those who changed it, this is what we got.
But see, I watched my parents, my mom and my dad, co-parent better than I've seen parents that live in the same house.
Now, how about that?
And that's real. That's real crazy.
Now,
to this day, I still say that's crazy.
Go right there.
How I seen them work like a machine,
Right.
and was not in the same house.
Right.
And it's a reason they weren't in the same house because first they were too young to have a child.
How about
My
that?
mother had me at 16 years old. Okay. So my dad at 16 ain't ready to sit down nowhere.
Hello.
So at the end of the day, I'm a grown man right now. I'm thinking you can't hold it against a young man 16. What are you supposed to sit down now and stay in and run in the bar with you? Come on with that my three son Brady Bunch crap. Come on, just cut that out. Just cut it out right now.
Right.
Okay. The reality of it is,
right.
They had life experimentation, and guess what came? Me. So here I am now. I didn't ask to be here, but I'm here, and I was well taken care of by the both of them.
Right.
So the responsibility factor, they didn't turn away from it.
Right.
They didn't drop it off at my grandmama's house.
Right. Right.
That was the crazy thing that started developing when I was older, watching people have kids.
And they drop them off.
She already raised you.
Or now for those who dropped off, and then we had those grandparents who had to step in because you were fucking up your life.
Oh yeah, the crack
came in, so they came in because they didn't want the babies in the system. But like, give me this baby because you don't know what the hell you're doing, you know, kind of thing.
Well,
so go ahead.
I feel like it because like whenever you guys say like my generation, right? About me, I feel it's different because I feel like an anomaly to my generation because of that critical thinking type of deal. I had to be given that. I wasn't like, you know, just like phone, here's the answer, here's the answer, here's the answer. I actually do critical thinking on my own type because my pops wasn't necessarily in the house, but I was still taken care of like financially and like that. But my mom wasn't really like a hands-on type of parent, you know what I mean? So it was more so like figure shit out on your own. And I figure shit out on my own, you know what I'm saying? So like whenever like I hear like about how this person has like no critical thinking skills or doesn't think for themselves, I just like, all right. Also something that I detest about that like this conversation, right? Y'all's generation and like millennials tends to talk about Gen Z and Gen Alpha way more than we even think about talking about your generation. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, but that's selfish.
I wouldn't say that's a selfish thing because my thing is like if I see somebody doing something stupid on the street, I actually see them doing something stupid, but I'm not gonna sit here and like talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care. I'm gonna let them be stupid.
And that's the part that you just explained. And let's go there. Why we talk about it is because we see it, and a lot of us talking is because we really want to get to them, but we know if we approach them, it's going to be a motherfucking issue. Okay, but then we look at the state of the world because if that one is like that, then what the hell is that generation doing? Then it's like that's the generation that's going to take care of us when we in the motherfucking nursing home or nursing home age. What the hell kind of future that we have that we did not prepare for y'all to be successful there because you're doing stupid shit. And this here is not to say that you're not supposed to do stupid shit, because we know your 20s, your teens, 20s, and maybe your early 30s. We know that we you know, light up and say, okay, you're gonna do stupid shit. That there is when you're you become an adult, you're realizing you're adult, and now you're learning how to make adult decisions. You don't know who your friends are yet. This is that era where you start to find out what the hell we've been saying all the time about life. Okay? Because now life is lifing.
Because the crazy thing about it is, and Mason, I want you to hear this clearly and put it in the file back in your head. The crazy thing about it, everything that you fight will come back to bite you in your ass later.
God damn.
Everything that you fight.
Yeah.
You can fight all the hell you want to and not like nothing nobody's saying, but it's going to come back to your ass so hard, you're going to be like, damn, he was sure told me that. Okay, this is what I need to do then. You're going to reference back to some shit that you tried to hate.
Right, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, and you know what? Can I give you this too?
Because you ain't no different from me, because it's exactly what I did.
When you reference back to it, you're gonna get even madder about it, because you're like, damn, they was right.
Yeah, you're gonna be that.
Okay.
And then another thing too, depending on where you at, you know what I'm saying, you know, I say emotionally as a human being, a lot of times people have been so rotten to their parents.
Right.
It fucks them up when they say, oh, damn. They try to tell me that.
tell me.
And then you kind of now you feel like a hurt pup because you fought them.
You fought
On something they was trying to help you. One thing about it, if you don't want to help your child, then guess what? I'm not gonna. This is one thing I say, and I see people doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna draw you into my home. I'm not gonna draw you into I'm just saying into my life. I'm not gonna draw you into my life to hate you.
Right. That's the way. Yeah. That's the way to the energy, honey. I can't.
That's the dumbest thought process I've ever heard of in my life.
Yes. I can't have you here taking up space if your goal is for me to hate you. Go on. No.
That's
honey.
dumb.
That's dumb. I can't have
Who the hell got energy for that? That's dumb. That's dumb. I see a lot of people your age walking around here like, oh, my mom can't. She can't stand me. She always cheats. My mom, I hate that bitch. Boy, do you not know that every time you doggone come out your mouth like that, you cutting years off of your life?
Off your life. Off of your life.
And play with it if you want to.
Right. Right. And here, let me give you something else that you said. You said critical thinking. I had to think this on my own. Okay. Here is an issue with that.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Your shirt look like an AMF bowling shirt, but go ahead. Okay.
The issue with it is because you have established yourself in that mindset to where I'm thinking on my own, you don't allow, or at least you have given us the interpretation that allowing someone else to feed into you is a no-go. Yeah. You're only going to accept certain things because I got this. Because you know what I'm saying? And in that, it becomes like you're one track. I had to do this with my son. Years, God, oh baby, I miss you. I miss you, baby. Oh, and he got my nerves with this shit. He will always say, I'm gonna do it my way. If I'm gonna learn them, I want to learn it the way I'm gonna learn it. How do they happen? I said, you know, and my eyes would twitch and my eyebrows always rise, because he would just he always said that. And I asked him, why must you always feel you got to go hit your head up on a brick wall before you realize it's fucking brick?
And you know what my thing is with that right there? Is we had to hit the brick wall. Because a lot of times people didn't give us all the answers.
Right.
So we ran into, so my thing is this, I don't want you to run into them brick walls. As many brick walls I can stop you from running into, I'm going to tell you.
We ran into brick wall because we didn't know the brick wall was there.
And I used to have this, like stuff I be telling you, if you just untrack your mind on Mason's world, some stuff I tell you, I'm telling you something, some stuff I tell you, a lot of times you be stuck on Mason's thoughts is the thoughts of the world. There's nothing's better than Mason's thought. But I be telling you stuff not to reprimand you. I tell you stuff to help you. I be telling you stuff because I've always figured this. I always figured this out when I'm talking to myself. I always found the path of Kush. You understand? Not the weed, the Kush, right? Right. Like, you know. It's stoners around, but anyway. But you know what I'm saying? I always find the path of Kush when it comes to problems or growing things. And I was able to figure that out on my own. So versus you having to figure it out on your own. If I see you in a situation with your life direction, yes, I'm going to sit back and use some of my mentality and be like, oh, you know what? When I did that, this is what I did. But right now, you can't do it that way. Hey, do it this way. Hey, try this or call this. A lot of stuff I say, I do that because I know it'll help.
But then here, I'm not dissing you on it.
You know?
Right. So here's like my problem on it. Because a lot of the adults I was around, I'm not trying to say they were dumb, right? And I'm not trying to sit here and be like, I'm the greatest, smartest person in the world either. But I've taken their advice, right? And like I, shoehorned my own understanding, right? And proceeded to take their advice, and that advice kind of didn't work out, right? So I even tried taking their advice, mixing it with a little my own logic, and even then it didn't really work out. So I kind of stopped like leaning too much on some adults. So within doing that, it kind of, you know, puts me back on that one track mindset. So like I know it's there.
I know what happened.
So
I'm talking about as far as you personally. I know what happened because now I'm going to give you a nostalgic memory. Like, not you know how somebody say pull the Frankenstein knob on the side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he gonna remember where he was before he died. Look, the house. I'm going to describe a house, right? You come up on the porch, you walk through the door. Hard left, you in your room. Across from that room was the bathroom. When you step in further, like the living room, go this way, it's your mom's room with the master bath in it. Okay, if you go back further where the TV and all that was there, right? You go this way to the left, there's a desk with all the computer stuff on it, right? I stood there with you and wrote my phone number and all my information on there for you to be able to call when you got to any situation, anything you needed for me, where you could directly call me. And there was no time of day you couldn't call me. There's a conversation you and I had. And your mom stood there just as plain as day and said, yeah, just make sure it's right up on the board where he can see it.
So one or two things.
No, I'm telling you what happened. I know what happened. Because the conversation, it was an adult conversation about this happened. I know what happened. She got mad with me and took the thing down. She got mad with me. But see, that wasn't about this, between me and her, should stay between me and her. That was about me making sure that you had the answers to every damn thing you needed. And when you needed a mental break, I was one of them parents that stopped what I'm doing, drive over there. And that's who I was. Like, you might have been whipping all day or something, you know what I'm saying? You know, but at the end of the day, you'd have had a blast. But that's just my thing is, I was there. That's when I helped you fix your bike, put the grill together, all this stuff. I remember all that. But I remember doing that because you made a statement to me that you be asked. You said I'll be wanting to ask this, that, and other, or you know, something you said about something you wanted to talk about when you want to talk about you, and you said you gonna ask for her to call, and she always never get around to it. I said, oh, okay. Well, we ain't got to worry about it. You know how to use a phone, right? I said, so we're going to put it up here on this thing, right? So I just felt like I was taking her out of the equation so you can call me anytime you want. But then she used it as a weapon. So, but I'm just saying, you had the options. I just wish if I could have trusted Maurice, I'd have put it in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like when he always coming by there, I would like, when you get over there, give him your phone. But I can't trust Maurice.
But now, like even now, like when it comes to people ordering, like working, right? There was a grease spill. Somebody gonna come over there, much older than I am, you know,
Right.
Start putting bleach on the situation. And that's gonna do the complete opposite of what you wanted to do. Bleach it later, hot water now, right? And he looking at me like he's like, oh, I've been doing this much longer than you. And I was like, don't care, because like at this point, when you do something like that, far-fetched, I guess at that point, to me it's just like now everything you're trying to teach me at that point is kind of null and void, especially when it comes to that situation. Now, if we leave the shop or whatever and they know something about cars that I don't, I can trust that. But on certain situations, I'm not going to trust somebody else to understand. I'm going to trust my own. You know what I mean? Even if you are older than me, you could have been in the industry 50 plus years, but when you show me that you don't have that same type of knowledge on that level as you might have had when you were like 20, I can't trust your information on it.
Well, rule 1, media and journalism. Don't trust nobody's information about your own.
Right.
Rule 2, spiritual world ain't not until you don't understand. That mean don't make decisions with the world. So that's what that be about when I say that. That's spiritual. But what you saying, well, it makes a lot of sense, because in this world, if you see an idiot
Right.
finna throw water on a grease fire, just run. You know what I'm saying? Like
When the Wendy's got fired, yeah, I walked out. Everybody asked where I walked out. 2 seconds later, smoke. Like,
but this is just run, you know what I'm saying? Because you have people that are stubborn, stuck, you know what I'm saying, and they're gonna be like they want to pull that maturity card, but it's not they don't understand that maturity card they pull is not mature at all when you don't have the knowledge, to go with it. And because you know how many classes I've been in where the professor was younger than me?
Right.
You know what I did? Set up front all the time, just like I did with the older ones.
Right.
He was at my school. What was my desk every class?
Yeah. Right.
You see what he at? He be the professor every class. I'm in their face right here. I'm right there. I would walk in and new people come and they sit down. Somebody be like, "Hey man, don't sit there. That's Big Red chair." They know that. I don't care what class it is.
Right.
You know why? Because I didn't care if they sent somebody in there 18 years old and you done made to be a professor.
Your job is to teach. And it becomes that. And here, this is why I was telling you the other day, why my generation, we had to change our language just a little bit. Because, like I told you, you know, my generation, we came from, well, our parents were like, you ain't, I would say, oh, child, you get on my nerves. You ain't got no damn nerves.
Oh, yeah.
I you got nerves. You ain't got no goddamn nerves.
When they say that,
okay. And so now, because of the world that we live in now, you know, where everything is this way, y'all get stressed out because y'all ain't got a lot of likes or whatever, but that's the world that we live in because everything is here. Folks are killing themselves because nobody's liking their video and carrying on. Folks are sitting up there, you have been cyberbullied because not only is your school bullying you, but hell, folks are sitting up there, don't even know you, sit up there saying, damn, you fucked up and this, that, and the other. And all of that is here at your computer on your phone. So all that weighs in, and when you're isolated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry because I always thought it was funny as hell. It's like, that's somebody I don't actually know is going to irritate me mentally. I don't
listen. Yeah, because I used to try to wonder that too. How do you do it? But computer keyboard, computer courage.
Oh my God. You can turn it off. It's so crazy.
Right.
Right. But a lot of people, if this is their world, okay, if this is their world, and this is everything to them, and we got filters and everything to sit there to make sure I'm liking this and liking that, and we got Instagram and everything to where everything is about a picture and the filter and the this and the that. Okay, everything now is about content creating. Okay, create my content. Okay. You know, we're here to where now this has become a real life. I mean, hell, content creation now is a 7-figure income.
For some, for those who make it, not these. Whew, Jesus. The mentality, no, and I'm not getting on you, Mason, because it's 1,000, 10 million that think because they see the people who made it on the social media that they don't need to over-educate themselves or career educate themselves. They think that they did it. So if it was that easy, we would never struggle. Nobody would struggle.
Nobody would. But see, in entertainment, this is what we tell you. It's the same game. It's just that it's a 2.3.5 right now because everything is here. You got to pay your dues somewhere. You got to understand the game, get in it.
And that's the problem I have. They don't want to do the work.
Listen, I marvel at my sister T.S. Madison. I marvel at my sister Punky Dineva. I love my sister Lonnie B. I love my sister, honey, Miss Tim Bay. Okay. All of those children, honey, are on the rainbow spectrum, honey, and they are gurus at this their online shit. Okay. My numbers are nowhere near what their numbers are.
But you got to remember something.
Okay.
Think about this. And there's got to be some truth in it. Most of them that make it that far or whatever, an overnight success and all that, It's not an overnight success.
It's not overnight success.
Most of them have other incomes that was supporting them. You wasn't sitting there starving to death till you got $1 million.
No. Because listen,
you understand what I'm saying? You wasn't sitting there like you ain't got nothing to eat.
Became the internet sensation that she became because she started like this, talking about her porn industry.
Sex sales, yeah.
Okay, well, she had her own porn industry as a trans woman. She was telling you what was coming up next. Did you see this clip? Go to my site, bigdick.com, bigdickbig.com. And
all right, what time is it?
And so she would, and that would be what this was. So it started off just as conversation to market her adult entertainment. It took off because now, you know, she arguing and carrying on and this and another. But then she found Vine.
We got to remember, but freaks don't come in the tax bracket, so that,
right.
So they don't have a tax bracket.
So, but that was her. Funky Dineva started. It was a joke. She started as a joke. She put a wig on as a lipstick, being funny. Okay, because she thought that was gonna be funny. Girl, my hair is laid like, as she would do the Housewives reviews. Picked up, but it took a minute. Okay, it took a minute, and it picked up because
some problems. I mean, everybody got that same
right.
But the thing is, don't sit here and look at these people
and right
and not feed yourself.
But to your point, that they had other shit going, because it wasn't this that did it. They were working it where she had this particular business with all this kit, you know. And these kids now think that content creation is everything.
Oh, they think scamming is a career.
A career.
And guess what? When you see the new line of these new federal laws for scamming,
right,
26,
right,
pull it if you want to,
right. Child, I'm listening.
The most pettiest one got 10 years.
How about it?
Pull it if you want to.
So that's where we are with all of that. Now I want to get into the whole AI, the ChatGPT, but we are 2 hours and 40 minutes into the damn show.
We are done.
And we're pretty going to shut this down. We do the AI and ChatGPT on the next go round because it's going to be. But I had read, Greg had never used ChatGPT.
Didn't need to.
Okay, today was his first day. And I think I'm gonna say we're going to be fun. So now,
I'm messing with.
you know, just for his experience, we're going to get into that. But we're going to save that until another time. So right now, what we're going to do
here. Hey, who is this right here with the green?
Wait a minute.
You know that person?
Hold on. This person here?
Yeah.
No, this is somebody who came in. I don't know who that is.
I know exactly who it is. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Ain't nothing going on. Tread lightly.
Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a homework assignment, honey. And I want you guys to go through and have this discussion about discipline versus having a terrible life. Oh, my life was so terrible. Did y'all remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the comedy with Will Smith? And remember how Hillary thought that it was such a travesty, honey, that she had to learn how to cook or whatever when Jeffrey wasn't there, and how she broke down into pieces and all that old bullshit, and how it was a travesty, honey. Oh my God, because imagine that for somebody who lives so what we consider to be privileged, but they don't know struggle.
There was an episode where she didn't know how to order pizza.
Exactly.
She was like, what am I supposed to do?
Right. Imagine that. Remember when folks were killing themselves because the stock market crashed just recently? Okay, white folks jumping off of buildings because they did not know how to be poor. Remember how it was during the pandemic, when folks did not know how to sit down there and be without. Okay, when the food stamps shut down, nobody knew how to listen. We are resilient folks, and those of us who know about something can come through and make some things happen. Those who don't, they crumble. So when we talk about discipline and we talk about a terrible life, I want y'all to compare those and look at what that means and what it stands for. And for the generation gap, the older generation versus the younger generation or the newer generation, what are we instilling in them? Because the newer generation is going to become us in about 20 years. How about that? Okay. In 20 years, this new generation that we're talking about that don't know shit, quote unquote, they're going to be us. What are we instilling in them that's going to prepare them to be us at our age and we become our parents? Huh? Yeah. The circle of life, I think. So while you guys are, that's going to be your homework assignment, to sit down there and have that. So right now, what we're going to do, we're going to let you guys go back on to your work. It is Friday night, but which an hour is 3 minutes away. So I know those of you who still curling your hair, putting on your freakum dress and carrying on to go outside into the cold, to go to the club. Honey, put your leg warmers on, take them off when you get to the club. Okay.
Check his ID. He said leg warmer.
Or put some stockings on those legs, girls. For those of you who want to wear mini dresses and shit and no
leggings.
Okay. Make sure you wear control tops if you ain't wearing panties, honey, because that damn stockings are not cute on your JJ. Okay. It causes friction and yeast infection. Okay. So anyway, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea. With Big Meats and the big guy out over there, that was the big red fella here with us, doing our thing, honey. If you love us like you say you do, honey, I want you to tell all your friends to come over to like, subscribe, and to share this information. Come on into the conversation with us. But if you hated us, didn't like what was said, honey, or whatever the case may be, you can tell all of your motherfucking enemies to come over here to like, subscribe, and to share, because everything that we're doing over here at 3 the hard way, honey, you know I love saying that, the syndicate. Everything that we're doing over here in any way, shape, style, form, and or fashion, darling, will move forward. Okay, on behalf of Aunt Nikki, who's still in Philly, honey, taking care of her business, she coming back, y'all, we promise. She's just trying to make sure she get her things together. She's doing some shit with her grandbabies and her sons, and she's trying to make some things happen. But she's coming, and she's coming again real soon. So on that note, darling, we thank you, we love you, we'll see you on the next time. So, woo! I knew it. And see, I knew I was going to get that. I felt that bad.